This is the first as a conference where I've worked together with the Ex-Ante, Valexa, and Chateau Svanidze Capital Partners of Georgia teams to do something for family offices, which I think worked out exceptionally well. We had great panels, we had great chairs, and we particularly benefited from having a Lord Mayor who is truly exceptional. When I think about the purpose of today, it really is to do everything we can to reinforce and help grow the City of London as a global center for private capital in all of its different forms. Cultural capital, family capital, intellectual capital, political capital, all the kind of capitals that you can think about here in what someone called the cultural capital of cultural capital. It's an exceptional place. It's the natural city to be the center of the family office and investing world. At the moment, there are some headwinds. There are kind of a series of self-limiting actions taken on the fiscal side by this current Labour government, and same thing with the Tory government before, which really aren't as helpful as they could be. So looking forward beyond this difficult time, I think we'll revert to a natural center for private capital. But that may take a while till we get through these headwinds, but there's a lot that can be done. There's a lot that was shared today. There's lots of opportunity, and in the long term, London is the natural, as someone said today, capital of the world, where you meet people from around the world to do business. And with the quality of people that we saw today, both from the City of London, from the family offices, from the companies that are acting as sponsors that serve that market, there's great hope for this place to become really, really, truly great for an extended period of time. I think the asset allocation models in the future will be different for the new generation. People will be looking for less fee-intensive fund opportunities. You can index funds, you can do ETFs, a lot of things you can do to get market beta. But getting alpha is a real challenge. And people get alpha by going into not just the family property and family liquid investments or family business, but in that intermediate space where you get private credit, you get direct investments of businesses, you get co-investment, you get diversification either within or between geographies, you get sustainable investments, you get a lot of investments in technology, a lot of trend following in the crypto space, which can be a bit dangerous for people if they don't really know what they're doing. I think there's another asset class which is interesting, which I call asset-backed income. And that's great multi-generational products, like, for example, olive trees. Public companies have a hard time going to their quarterly earnings meetings and saying, yes, we're another loss-making quarter in these 5-year-old olive trees, but they're going to start generating over the next 2 years. Your CEO may not be so happy with that. But those are great products for families because you can grow your olive trees or rubber plantations or whatever it is for a few years at your cost, and then have literally centuries, possibly in the case of olive trees, of generation of olives and therefore olive oil and related products that have a 50% margin. So you're buying 3 generations of profits and healthcare stuff based on 7, 8, 10 years of investment. So that's the kind of investing that I think people will find attractive. There's some natural advantages that families have in their businesses and investing portfolios. It's called the familyness. People can have a different attitude toward risk. People can have a different attitude toward time frame. People can have a different attitude toward trade-offs between, to the extent you have to, sustainability and financial return. There are a series of things that families can do that corporations, especially with quarterly earnings pressure, find it more difficult to do. And if you take advantage of that, you can, for example, if it's a family business, you can plan forward and hope it works out, generational transitions and leadership succession across a whole generation. And the winning families will all do it properly. Losing families, of which there'll be far too many, will fail to do that, will be hit by crises, stresses, internal problems, external problems, and the money will be, as F. Scott Fitzgerald described it in Babylon Revisited, dissipated, which he defines as making nothing out of something.